How you doing, legends? I got the end of the Manly game up there at the moment. DCE seems to be on absolute cracker. We'll see where he ends up. See if he gets over that 100 mark there at 44-12 with eight or so minutes to go. My screen's trying to get it on, but it seems to be buffering a bit and losing signal where I am in Rotorua. So hopefully it finishes off well. I believe Max King just went off for Kyle Flanagan, so I'm a little bit saddened by that, but he got an okay score in the end. I just heard some news that sounds like Corey Horsburgh's facing 3 weeks for a shoulder charge as well, so looks like next week is looking even better. Okay, scores for the Titans and the Storm game. So Munster was up really high, and I think it's 67 and moved back to a 58. So yeah, usually it goes the other way, but in this case went down. So obviously helps my score without him. And for those that own him, you're happy enough with the 58, with the field goal, sneaky cheeky field goal in there, a couple of try assists as well with the 157 run meters in that one. Big news on the Storm front is that Jerome Hughes may be missing some time. He'll definitely miss next week, and then their hope would be that he gets back for that first matchup. And I suppose at worst, you'd hope that he returns for the following match if they can try and win that top 4 matchup, but they do get that second crack. And it might mean that our boy Pappy, in his return, obviously got out there and had a few good touches as well and got in there defensively. He might have a bigger role next week, especially. Could be straight back in that fullback position, and could be I'm not sure how it'll work actually, or they just keep him off the bench and maybe he plays a bigger role off that bench there. Jonah Peasant may come in. We'll have to wait and see anyway. Brian Kelly, our top scorer here in 64. Tino is 61 as well, a big one for him at 68 minutes. So if you grabbed him, you're very, very happy with the output. Big run meters he seems to get in the back half of the year and just seems to get involved in as much as possible, which he doesn't seem to do in the first part of the year. So that's happened 2 years in a row now, and just be very careful looking to grab him next year based on like a 55 or 57 average that they've got him at here, knowing that he can score 60 plus on the regular basis, but it doesn't seem to happen at the start. He really gets into his work across the season there and after Origin. Eli Katoa, 61 as well, so really big score. And a great effort 2 weeks in a row, back-to-back there. And if you grabbed him under 600k, you needed someone there, then he was awesome and got a try saver as well in that one to go along with his try that he's spent a long time waiting for him to really just bring himself onto the scene here and dominate. And we finally got there. Look, to be honest, we did have that 46 to 50 kind of average at the start of the season too, so we can't complain too much. He was making a lot of line breaks back then. Chris Randall got the try with the 60. Happy days if you own him. We spoke about Munster there. Meaney very solid as well. 6 goal kicks. A try saver turnover tackle was big. Fleece Haas was the good one. And if things went well and Garrick was playing, I would have been going, I believe, Jesse Colquhoun to Khalees Haas there. And I'm actually very much, I didn't have a look at that. I'll have to see if he's properly named. Let's do that while we're here. If he's actually in the top 17. Let me just check that while we're rolling here. But Haas would have been the man that I would have been selecting in that one. Please tell me he's still there, Jesse. Yes, he got named. Cool. He will play. Hopefully he gets about 20 points. I'll take that for sure. It might mean I don't absolutely tank my rankings, which would be ideal. So, with Hines missing out, Moylan came in to start, and then we get Jesse on the bench there. And if anything happens to one of these forwards, he could be in for big minutes. Like if Wade Graham goes down or Britton Nickera, then he could be the guy that come on to play some good minutes there. So that's what we're hoping. Obviously that it's nothing sinister, but they can come off and he gets a good minutes and we can help our ranking a little bit there. But going down the list, Jerome Hughes still playing an incredible game there. Lots of 50s in this one. Xavier Coates, a triple. Walshy got a try as well, so good on him. And Nelson, a 50 in that one as well. Jojo Fafita, Tommy Weaver, 43, so showing that he can make 22 tackles and 3 misses. It's good news for his development from there. Warbrick, another good try. Bronson Garlick, for anyone that had him as sort of Harry Grant cover, turns out the last few weeks have been really, really good for you because he's picked up some decent scores and you would have had to play him this week for the 43. And he actually got more minutes than Harry Grant, which is funny at that. So 43 for him, 41 for Brimson, Fafita with 40. Thankfully, most people own him, but very frustrating for both him and Harry Grant, who I own him in this matchup. Very low scores. Obviously, Grant with the 53 minutes there. Did get 2 try assists, but obviously the 8 negatives and not a huge tackle count hurt him a little bit. Fafita made 29, but missed 5 there and had 2 penalties as well to go along with no further attacking stats. 2 offloads and 3 tackle breaks is pretty stock standard for him. So a little bit of an average season to finish for Dave Fafita. He hasn't hit the heights. He's had one real good game, and the rest have been under that 70 mark. Like, he was getting 70 plus each and every week for a good while there, and that hasn't been to be for this last little bit. And we had Keeney there with 18 points in his 30 minutes. So, yeah, came out and did a job in this one with 2 offloads in there. Pappenhausen was 7 in his 18 minutes. He'll come out very cheap next year, which is going to be cool to see how that works out. I hope that he, again, just gets through next week unscathed and can get around the park. All right, so actually to weirded me out then. I was like, oh, why am I doing the game we've already done? But no. So 40 to 22, it's sort of 6 minutes there. My screen's still cooked at the moment. All right, Roosters and the Tigs. So Suoli'i has been the guy, hasn't he? That really everyone should have picked in this since he's moved back to wing. And man, if he was in that wing spot at the beginning of the year, I still don't think he would have been scoring as well. Like, we could say, oh, he would have scored great, but there's the fact that the Roosters were really bad and they're starting to play much better here. So without Teddy, they're now going to be without Manu. It looks like a hamstring injury. Even if it's not bad, it should be ruling him out for that last game of the season. But there would be no point pushing him in that one. Obviously, they do need to win, but hopefully Teddy can come back and he can slot into that fullback spot just so they can try and get the win and push ahead of Cowboys and also the South, who they play in this game next week. And then have him fresh to go for that next week. If it's a minor one, you can kind of get away with that 1 to 2 weeks there. 1 to 3 weeks would be the ideal, obviously, but some are a little bit worse than that. So you wouldn't want to rush it back in this first week returning there. But Suoli'i has been the gun that we all needed, that wing fullback centre slot. I got him at the wrong time of the year, and it shows, guys, that certain players are really set for different times of the year. And young guys like this who are have been pretty fit for the entirety of the year, get their opportunity to come out and play really, really well and dominate in a position that's preferred to them. What about Brandon Smith? The 79 minutes there, 62 points for him. So one of those guys that if you grabbed him sort of a few weeks ago, he's had some pretty low ones in amongst some really, really good hit outs there as well. So yeah, happy days if you grabbed Brandon in that one. And then we move on to Johnny Bateman, who's the big one at 60. So a much better score for Johnny. Based on what he's been producing in recent time. We had 2 offloads to ground, the 3 tackle breaks, but just no negatives, which was great. So 60 for him. Radley with 59 with a try. Sammy Walker had a really good game, to be honest with you there. Good, like a good welcome back game, exactly what you would have wanted. Couple of forced dropouts, running the footy, scoring a try. Awesome stuff for him. Papali'i got the early spell at 76 minutes for 51. Really, really good. We'll take it. Like, he's just getting involved much more often than he was before. Obviously, running the footy, they're not giving him plenty, but enough. He had 2 turnover tackles, which was very helpful there, and only 1 missed tackle, which kept him up to that 50 mark. Coruscant as well, the 51. Nat Butcher, the 50 there. So 2 really important players and relevant players doing their jobs without massive tackles in this one. That was probably the theme in this, and usually is with the Tigers games, is that the completion rate isn't up to scratch, and these kind of guys need to get some points in other ways. Missed tackles seem to be a factor, which means that on the other side, the tackle breaks are going to be a thing as well. Terrell May, how good has he been this last month or so? Another 50 points in 36 minutes. So he's been getting that each and every week of recent time, and another try to go along with it. Just the 1 error in this one in his scoring. Uto Kamanu as well, Egan Butcher, both coming with 50 plus minutes and a good score in the mid to high 40s. Worked out well. Billy Smith, a 44. As well in this one, you're happy with that. Wong, 42. So yeah, all of these guys, there's no one really to complain on this one here. Riley had a really nice try. It's just Buller really at 28. He had a nice try assist, but still the low points for him. He just doesn't seem to be getting the 200 run meters that we need, and the tackle breaks and offloads that a lot of the other fullbacks just continue to get on a weekly basis. Sanders Smith, the 22. Joey Manu, the 18 there. So for those who captained him, I think it was 9 in the top 100 and probably about 9% of the top 1,000, so 90. You weren't alone, obviously, but very, very frustrating if the Cleary points haven't added back yet. And whoever else from that first game there, a couple extra from Hopgood. But yeah, most people have captained Cleary. There's a bunch of captain DCE, and that's actually would have propelled you guys up the rankings as well. We'll jump onto that game in a second. While we're here and finish that one off. I think tomorrow, guys, because I'm catching a flight to Queenstown. I believe we'll have the round wrap. With the round results, just have them in the same video. So I'll do this one, this Dogs game and Manly just here as it's finishing in a second, and then we'll do the Knights and Sharks with the round results there. Hopefully that sounds all right for you guys that are still around, and thank you again. Whitehead had a lovely couple of tries there. That was big in this Raiders-Broncos game. And I suppose the big thing with all these games now, guys, is, Roosters are in a bit of form. Storm have hit some form there, and Broncos are showing their class. Raiders came to play. They really did. And, 29-18 probably shows it was about right. They were able to sneak away at the end and get a couple of good tries together. 18-16, I believe they were down. And then returned really, really well. And, just showed their importance. And I ended up bringing Farnworth in this game, so 37. The theory there was I could have gone someone like Frizzell. Was my next best option. Positionless, obviously. But the thing with that is if I were to grab him, I would have 2 extra edges, 2 extra halves. And then if any of my other guys like Jesse Colquhoun, who also got Brendan Hands. No, he can't play. So, I was basically waiting for Jesse because he could play again next week. Just say Hines is out or there's an injury in this game. He's likely to be on that bench, and I just wouldn't get his score. So I'd be playing with 15 players and have a guy sitting there and I can't even get his score. So I just went, all right, Farnworth, hopefully you score well against Raiders and in their last game against the Storm with them trying to get minor premiers. And, might forego like 5 or so points on average. It is with Tyson against Herbie there. And in this case, got a 37, which wasn't too spectacular, but we'll cop it in that one. But that was kind of the theory there. If anyone's asking when they're looking around results tomorrow, that was why. Because I have 0 centres with Manu being out. That means I have 15 available. If I get him and then Jesse would happen to play, I'd be able to potentially have 16 on the books in that one. So, scoring-wise, Walsh was really low. Like, again, good footy, but wasn't able to score good points here. But he ended up with a field goal, 2 try assists, and a couple of line breaks and a try as well, which ended up with a big 65. And Cobbo was the same at 62 with 3 tries. Flegler was really good, a line break in there for his 59. Whiten was solid out in the centre, so very impressive from him to get 9 tackle breaks out there. Horsburgh, the 52, ended up playing just 3 less minutes than the full game. And fairly low in the end, compared. Meters gained 70, which is a bit strange. And just the 1 offload to ground, 1 tackle break there. Joey Tarpany, the 51 as well. So both just solid. And then Payne Haas, 48. So frustrating kind of end of the season for Payne for the most part. He's been a 50, 55 kind of guy, which is frustrating because you're paying a lot more than that and looking to get a 60 out of him pretty regularly. This is obviously going to drop his average down just a tad for next year, but he'll still be very, very high and, one of the top-end guys that you want. Very high chance that Carrigan misses next week as well, guys. If you're looking at him, there's obviously he's another one of those players that is out in this one. It's frustrating if you do. I think there's 1 in the top 100 that owns him, a few in the top 1,000. Fogg's there, 42. Same with Madden. Palisade looks like he's getting better and better every week. Farnworth, 37. Nothing much happened for him. 9 tackles, 2 misses, 5 tackle breaks, 2 offloads to ground, 187 metres. So kind of, about his base. And it's one of his lowest scores. He has a few 30s in his game, but he doesn't really go lower than that. So that's a good thing with him. Whereas someone like Staggs, to get 37, he has a try, a line break, and a line break is his try assist and a turnover. So very, very different players that are Farnworth and Staggs. Kotrick got a 36 with a try, so you'll take that if you need to play him. Timokor, 26, not ideal at all. Obviously up against Staggs, going to be up against Farnworth, obviously going to be a little bit harder to penetrate that side. Ezra Mam coming up and putting big hits on and the like, but 4 missed tackles for him on that side makes sense with a tough offensive player like Farnworth. And Seb Chris, 10 on the wing there for him. Piakura, 6. So if you had any of those 2 guys in your squad still, not good. And then Geordie Raps with 16. So end up with a sin bin and just not much for him. 95 run meters, not ideal at all in that one for him. So that's that game. And then we'll finish things off with the Dogs. Did he come back on? No, sad. 39. DC ended up at 102. So these may update as I'm talking, but that's cool. DC at 102, massive score. 550 kick meters. He had 0 negatives. That is amazing. So he was absolutely the right decision a few weeks ago to get Daly in this one. Very, very exciting how this has panned out. After 42 he had in the first game, he's been the only one basically that stuck strong and scored really well. I know Adam Fennell-Blake was an option. We had Carrigan who scored massive in that first week and then he missed last week. He's got a couple of lower ones in there. So very, very good. And obviously Munster was the other one. So we'll take that as some luck as well. Picking the right player. And then that kind of run that we were speaking about as well. Sipley was massive, 77 in 49 minutes. It's huge. And that's with 1 try, 2 line breaks, though. Tolu Kola, he just loves that fullback position. And yes, against the Dogs, and he had a bunch of length of the field type runs there for 293, and the 3 line breaks, 3 tries is going to do that as well. So amazing if you end up grabbing him at the cheap, or if you grabbed him a while ago. Worked out great. Corey Waddell just seems to continue those good scores on the edge there for him. Try assist along with the try there. Blakey Wilson, a 63, so 3 line breaks, 3 try assists for him as well. Seems to get some good scores on the board. Very, very impressed with him. I am. Blakey Wilson. Done a really good job for this side when he's come in. And in a team that's not fit and firing, he seems to be doing a really, really good job. Croker, 61, got a try there. It was pretty easy. One on 2 or 3, and he seemed to still get over very comfortably. So got a try assist, a try saver, and a try in this one in the lower minutes. So good stuff for him. He was another option that I could have grabbed in my side. Did not in the end. Yeah, because I got the hooker if he does play Grant. Maybe they're just kind of resting him in spurts like Grant with the 53 minutes could be better. Maxi King, the 39, again, will cop it. The minutes he's just not getting anymore, which stops him from getting the 50 that we're looking at hopefully getting for him. DC went down to 100. Kohler up to 74. I don't think maybe Wilson up to. So DC sits at the 100 there. Just everything across the board. 6 goal kicks. 12 tackles for no misses, 8 tackle breaks, big run meters, turnover tackle. Amazing. Good stuff for him. Sexton 39 as well, Averillo 38. You'll take that, I think, in this scenario. How does Luke Thompson still get 45 minutes compared to King? I know it's better. A couple offloads in there, but he's obviously not up to scratch yet. Sabi, 2 tries on the back of Tolu Kola. Liam Knight getting decent minutes, of course. Harrison Edwards a 55 in this one, rather than the full 80. Did miss 5 tackles though, so I think he would have been unhappy with that. Chen Kum Tong, end up to 25 in 32 minutes. Good on him. Reed Marnie, 24. That's pretty yuck stat line, isn't it? 38 made, 8 misses, 2 errors, 2 penalties. Ugh, it's not nice, Reedy. And then what's Burton's? 14 tackles, 6 misses, 2 errors, 2 penalties. Yeah, you're not going to be... Yes, you got these 2 guys trying to do as much as they can, but you're not going to be winning footy games with that stat line for both of your best players, unfortunately. Flanagan came on, picked up a try at the end for 22. I think I just missed that one, obviously. And then you got Perham for 20, Ockenball 19, if anyone still owns him, or Alamotti with 15 as well. So he just hasn't had the kick-on season, and we really hope that, Alamotti's going to be fairly cheap coming into next season, and he could be a guy that does kind of kick on and improve as the team improves as well. So I believe that is all. We may as well, while we're here, have a look at where the team is situated. All right, 63 overall rank. Not terrible. We'll take it. That's with Farnworth, 37. So thankfully, as I said, Jesse Colquhoun is actually playing this game. So I'll have him and Ponga. Hopefully that means for myself that kind of counteracts a little bit. And hopefully I stay somewhere around the... If I can stay in the 70 mark, I'd be very happy with that, to be honest with you. There'll be a few with like Ponga and Gags. There'll be a few with Ponga and Marzu. Frizzell. Who else? Any Sharks? Wade Graham, maybe? Yeah, we'll see. But that's all right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that 4-team wrap, the big one. We'll see you in the next one.